Hello, my name's Andrew Roy. I'm an agronomist with Frontier Agriculture working in the northeast of England, and today we're at our 3D development site here at Stokesley in North Yorkshire, and here we're looking at winter wheat, winter barley and winter rape. As you can see, we're now receiving some of the first rain we've had for about 5 or 6 weeks. Like most of the rest of the country, we've had a very dry April, approximately 20 mil of rain here, but the rain's finally arriving this week. So we're looking at a wheat plant here. We've got leaf 3, leaf 2 and the flag leaf, leaf 1, emerging here. This will obviously emerge fully over the next week or 10 days, depending on the temperature. And this is the important one in terms of yield. You know, more than 50% of the yield is derived from the flag leaf, so it needs good level of protection. So as we head towards the T2 timing in wheat, this is the flag leaf emerging or fully emerged. The sort of key consideration for us in the northeast is septoria, arguably the most damaging disease. There is some varietal variation with septoria. Some of the newer varieties like Graham, Costello, Siskin, give us a vast advantage in terms of their inherent genetic resistance to septoria, and they do allow us to adjust programs slightly. Some of the older varieties, Santiago for example, would be much more vulnerable to septoria and would need a fairly intensive program. So we're in a crop of Kerin here, which has a low septoria rating. You can see septoria this is an untreated plot with septoria in the base. As I've already said, the dry weather has slowed the progress of septoria, but it is there now, and with rain splash these spores will start to reinfect the upper parts of the canopy. Yellow rust has been an issue really from the autumn onwards, and this is a major yellow rust year for us in the northeast. The dry weather and the cold through April has helped to check the disease to a certain extent, but yellow rust now is a big consideration as we head towards flag leaf timing. Mildew has been, sporadic, and certain varieties, Leeds is a classic for mildew, so we need to address that, and protectant mildewicides could be a necessity at T2 alongside your sort of triazole SDHI mixtures. So looking at the winter rape crop this year, the main consideration through the late flowering period is Sclerotinia control. As you can see, the petals are starting to drop off this crop now. We've got some humidity, some rain, and we need to consider the threat from late Sclerotinia and its effect in terms of stem rot. So in terms of controlling Sclerotinia with fungicides, the aim of the fungicide application is to cover the petal with fungicide. So then the fungicide treated petal lands on the leaf axil, and as the Sclerotinia spores land onto this site here, the fungicide actually prevents the spores from developing into active Sclerotinia. As it warms up now, we are starting to see a few seed weevil. Primarily it's an indirect effect, because what the seed weevil does is burrow a hole through into the pod, and that gives access for a thing called the bladder pod midge to lay its eggs in, and the bladder pod midge is potentially the more damaging of the two pests. Seed weevil needs monitoring. It's a case of getting out into the field and looking for it, and if you're finding it at above the threshold, you need to be adding a pyrethroid insecticide in with your Sclerotinia spray. So we're now looking at the winter barley crop. This is a sort of final decision time for winter barley as we get to awn and early ear emergence. The plots here, we have some hybrid barleys untreated here, so they've had no PGR or fungicide, whereas to my right this crop has had a full fungicide and PGR program. The first thing you can see is a big difference in height. There's a good sort of 6 or 8 inches difference in height. The other big thing with the effect of PGR treatments, can you see there the difference in ear size? So this one here has had PGR and fungicide program, this one hasn't. Disease-wise on winter barley, mildew has been a problem throughout the season. We started with high levels of mildew. Cold weather checked it to a certain extent. Rinco has also been a problem for us in the north. So the main consideration at this time, we've got the awns. This crop actually awns fully out and the ear out now as well. And especially with the rain now, Ramularia is a big potential threat to us. And the simple sort of solution Ramularia-wise is chlorothalonil. Chlorothalonil, because it's multi-site, has fewer resistance issues than other fungicides. So chlorothalonil for me is a fairly essential ingredient at this timing, and then backed up with triazoles, strobes and or SDHIs, depending on variety and risk.